Good evening and welcome back. I'm Teddy, and it's Night Talk at 10:10 p.m. That one was called Open Till Midnight, Victor Lumber. And happy Father's Day to all the men, fathers, and uncles, brothers, all of those who could be friends or loved ones, someone there who has been a father to you. And even if it's a stepfather, even if it's a someone who has just been there to settle a family dispute, we honor all of those. Mhm. Shout out to the mom, all my other bears. I call the grizzlies and the honey bears. Please hit the like on your way in. And tonight, maybe I'll talk just or ask a question or two that sometimes nobody ever asks directly. A question that might be hide behind or beneath arguments, beneath frustration, beneath hurt feelings, and maybe beneath pride. Yeah, I've heard a little bit of it. Today I listened to, some of this, and wow, it's Father's Day. You never know what you're going to get, right? Holidays, Father's Day, Mother's Day, any of these that we celebrate can bring on underlying disputes, arguments, breakups, misunderstandings, drama, you know. And when we look back at it, especially on this platform, we've witnessed so much. But a question I was thinking about, it's simple. When a person asks, do I matter? Mhm. Not in the dramatic sense, not in the grand sense of things, just do I matter to you? Do you see me? Do you notice what I do? Do you appreciate what I bring into your life? Do you realize what I've been carrying? Sometimes people spend months asking that question without ever saying the words. They show up, they support, they defend, they encourage, they sacrifice, and somewhere deep inside, they hope the people they love will notice. Sometimes they do, other times they don't. And when they don't, something begins to grow. Not anger, not at first, disappointment, then hurt, and then comes resentment. Then the one day, it finally comes out. And everyone watching thinks the argument is about something else. Maybe it's another woman, or maybe it's another man. Maybe it's attention. Maybe it's recognition. Maybe it's respect. Maybe it's a title. Maybe it's a position. Maybe it's who got thanked and who didn't. But underneath all of that is a quieter voice saying, do I matter as much as you say I do? The saddest thing about these situations is that many times neither person is trying to hurt the other. One person is hurting. The other person doesn't even realize there's a wound. One person is saying, I feel invisible. The other person is saying, I've been here all along. One person is talking about feelings, and the other is talking about facts. And somehow they miss each other completely. It's like two ships crossing in the dark, close enough to hear one another, yet too far away to understand. Sometimes people joke when they feel uncomfortable. Sometimes they laugh when they feel embarrassed. Sometimes they become defensive when they feel attacked. Sometimes they minimize pain because acknowledging it means accepting responsibility for causing it. And sometimes people wait too long to speak. They swallow disappointment. They excuse behavior and tell themselves it isn't a big deal until one day it becomes a very big deal. And the conversation they should have had 6 months ago finally explodes in public. What I find most heartbreaking is that many of these arguments happen between people who still care about each other. People assume conflict means hatred, not always. Sometimes conflict is the final cry of someone who still wants to be chosen, still wants to be valued, and wants to be seen because indifference is quiet. Indifference walks away. Indifference doesn't fight. People fight because something still matters to them. Tonight, Luther Vandross reminds us that we only get one night, one moment, one opportunity to tell people how we feel. I want us to remember something. Nobody wants to be first all the time. Nobody needs constant praise. Nobody needs perfection, but every person wants to know they matter. Every child, every parent, every husband, every wife, friend, creator, listener, every father. And since tonight is Father's Day, I want to say something to the fathers listening. The fathers who showed up, the fathers who worked long hours, the fathers who missed sleep, the fathers who worried in silence, the fathers who carried burdens nobody saw, those fathers who weren't perfect, the fathers who tried anyway, those fathers who are no longer here. Thank you. Because sometimes the greatest gift a father gives is not money, not advice, not success. Sometimes it's simply showing a child you matter. And maybe that's what all of us are searching for at every age, in every relationship, in every season of life, to know that somebody sees us, to know that somebody values us, to know that somebody is grateful we showed up. tonight, before midnight arrives, call someone you love. Tell someone you appreciate them. Tell someone they matter. And if nobody has told you lately, you matter too. This is Teddy. It's Night Talk. And I did mention that Luther Vandross song. I want to play it. If only for one night. I'll just pause it right there. I saw Golden. I was thinking about that song, but I didn't want to start it with that one. But I definitely played it already. Um, I'm missing my father, and maybe some of you have, you know, a father who has passed away. But I have very fond memories. I do. Yeah. Playing that one definitely would has made me cry too, or at least shed a tear. hmm I could play it, or I could play a request just for you. You can email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. And yes, follow me on all social media. Run Tell That too, D for Danielle. I'm Natasha the Machine. And don't forget, over on Station Head. Oh, wow. Okay. Golden says, well, mine wasn't around, but I had some great father figures on my side. Yeah. Yeah. I sent out several greetings today. I did, to loved ones who are fathers and people that I know. Yeah. Um, but you had some great father figures in your life. Yeah. I think along the way, people do, even if they didn't grow up with a father, their biological father, they may have had an extended, family, or like you, a great father figure in their life. And, sometimes fathers make amends as they grow older. So it's not just the children who could have been estranged from their parents, and it can be vice versa. But then maybe sometimes as they've aged and get to a point, they find a place where they can, come to terms and heal. And when they can do that, that's a great time. Yeah. Yeah. Vicky says, my father definitely was my hero. Yeah. It's like one of those questions I can remember being asked many years ago, when you're interviewing for a job. They might ask, just all these different random questions. And you wonder, now looking back, it's kind of psychological too, I think. They ask, who do you admire the most? you know, and um, I wonder if many of those questions that they used to ask during interviews or even ask. Yeah. Mm. Time I took for granted. Absolutely. And when your father passes away, it doesn't matter. Um, Even if you've had a great relationship, all of it, even if you think you've said everything, you still want to say more, or you still think about, gee, there was that opportunity I could have. Yeah, yeah. But I'm grateful and I'm thankful for my father, hmm and what he taught me. Sometimes when you're being taught, it doesn't feel so good, like you want to do differently. But as you get older, you realize that your parents were teaching you life lessons. Yeah. Mhm. And yeah, who is the first figure for young women is their father, and for young men is their mother, kind of their, figure to look up to, and I mean, I could get into, sometimes um, with psychology, does it even, apply as, some of these theories? Well, yes. And well, not always. Right. There's different, types of families. Yeah. And situations. Yeah. Mhm. A father, Lord, disciplines those he loves. Yes. That um, when you're a child, you wonder, yeah, what did that mean? But it certainly, um, it does mean that. Yeah. Because a child left, to his own without the discipline and upbringing, they can absolutely um, go astray and do things. Yeah. So, and yes, there used to be a time when, you had your neighbors and others, extended family members who could be right there. hmm And no one seemed to worry about it, as far as someone else, at least having that talk with their child. Nowadays is it's not so much. I don't know. Things have certainly changed. Yeah. Mhm. But it's Father's Day. And like I said, if you haven't called someone, if you haven't sent them a text or whatever, and you've hedged on it, you've thought about it, maybe it can just, break that barrier and make that first move. Right? So I hope you had a great day. Um, I did. I was up really early this morning, and I got out, and usually I don't wait this late to get flowers, but I did. I went out and I bought beautiful flowers that I could put out in my planters, and I did that. Yes, got my hands dirty. I had like 5 pots that I did, and they look beautiful. And yeah, I have petunias and um, you know, which I love, and so they are annuals. For some reason, and I've mentioned this surely by now, I thought it would have happened. I don't know if it will ever happen. I hope so. That I would be able to, share things like that. I think it's so simple when I was thinking about it years ago. And now it's for my privacy and the way that I'm just in the wrong sector. I think for the things that I think um, I would want to. You know what? I don't even know if it's the wrong sector. I think it's that. Yeah, it is. Okay, start talking about this sector. Um, the way it's set up now, um, it's the way it's set up now. I just let me keep it. Yeah, thank you. Juju says this is the wrong sector for everyone. This because what I was thinking about is, if I turned on my camera and wanted to show, me, planting flowers in my garden or just talking about something that might be, so simple and could be helpful and just enjoyable and relaxing, then we've seen what people do with pictures, and I'm not talking about to the extreme, um, like it's been done in my case, but just um, you know, just picking at people and making fun of things, and it is just this sector is just. See, you don't really want me to start talking. Oh, I've just been witnessing. There are a number of people, more than a handful of people, who really don't want to see people succeed. And succeed could be in whatever their endeavor is, you know, succeed, with let's just jump to something quite obvious, even uh, even succeed in relationships or whatever they're doing in their personal life. Yeah. So people seem to be more joyous when there is downfall and an opportunity to exploit that. And so, um, yeah, a person's photograph, a person's home, anything that they do, very simple, could be exploited in a way that it ends up, um, for some people, it can hurt them. And I'm talking about not physically, hurt their feelings or, you know, um, you know, and, but again, we have to realize that this platform is, you know, this is the internet and it's a virtual reality. It is not our personal reality. If these are people we don't really know, we have a view, but it's such a narrow view. It's only a glimmer of what people are made up of that we have witnessed, in a virtual space. That's what it is, virtual. Because I don't see myself ever meeting, physically meeting up with, although, content creators do it. That would be something I would have to think long and hard about. Meeting up with other content creators, other people in this sector. No, I I would be leery that people are recording and doing things, and you know yeah, I think it's kind of like, and I haven't done this, but I think it's people have dating apps and things. When I was coming up, we didn't have all these computers, but now it's dating apps, and that's a way to meet people. And that, well, there are some, I guess, dating services, and I've heard about them, that the fee is uh, high. And I think that, for some, that's probably a very good idea. Like make it like $5,000, whatever. I've heard of this, to even, now that would be something very exclusive. And for some people, that's nothing. But I'm just saying, to have a service that could, really try to match someone up that would be in, you know, that would suit them, these certain criteria or whatever they're looking for, right? That would sort out a lot of people right away. I think, if you used a professional dating service, but they do come with the price, and there is no guarantee, even with the most exclusive dating service, that relationships, work out. I mean, come on, half of marriages sadly end up in divorce, and um, so there is no guarantee in that, um, not at all. And as a matter of fact, in some traditions, and they still exist, they're arranged marriages. Arranged marriages. Imagine that. If someone arranged a marriage, your parents picked out a spouse, or however they do it, and arrange for it. Now, thinking back, maybe, um, depending on your parents, I think they love you enough, right? That they would, even if it were arranged, they'd want the very best, right, for their son or their daughter. Yeah. Hmm. Really, Juju says, I know quite a few folks who have arranged marriage. All right. Again, in certain cultures, traditions, yeah, arranged marriages still exist. Yeah, arranged. And some need to be rearranged, right? Uh, yeah. And some end in, real heartbreak, and others just end. And, some end up being friendships, and sometimes people get married, remarried. I think that's probably rare. At least I think. I don't know. Yeah. But it's something that, um, whether a person has ever been married or not, most people eventually, um, I said most, let's just say most Americans, just say most people, different cultures, end up being married at least once. Yeah. And then some people choose not to get married. And I think more and more people are choosing not to get married. Yeah. And it's a different day. Correct. So many different cultures. Right. And what is this? I know a few cultures with multiple wives. Yeah. Um, yes. And where it's very acceptable. Um, eh, yeah. I'll just say yes. There are cultures with multiple wives. Mhm. Golden says, right, it's like 50-50. Don't like that one, but I keep my opinion to myself. That's why I was like, okay, yeah, that culture is not for me, says Vicky. Yeah. Oh, it's like, who benefits from that? Yeah. You can support this channel right now by hitting the like. We'll go until 11, and that will be, I think, it for me for tonight. Yeah, new week. They come and they go. Let me just look here. And yes, I do have some other music tracks, but I'm talking right now. And yeah. There is a lot that can be said. uh, let's see. Do you see that movie with Julia Roberts and George Clooney when they were divorced and got back together? What was the name of that movie? What was the name of that movie? Because I don't believe that I saw that movie. Maybe maybe some movies I know I've seen and it's been a long time and I forget. Yeah, or maybe mistake the actors for someone else. You forget the name. They were on a trip because their daughter was getting married, I think, somewhere in Hawaii. Then I may have missed that one. One of my favorite movies is An Officer and a Gentleman. Yeah, Richard Gere. Um, yeah, what is he doing these days? Uh, Love Wins. No, Love 777. Love Wins was with us the other day. Says, I'm late in the bushes listening. Well, um, welcome back. Hang out in the bushes. Yeah. That was a good movie. Let me find the name. Yeah, find the name. And I probably could look it up real quick. George Clooney. And yeah, let's see. What was the name of that movie? And Julia Roberts. Is that the Ticket to Paradise? Yes, it must have been. It says the movie featuring Julia Roberts and George Clooney as divorced parents attempting to sabotage their daughter's destination wedding. It was, that was recent. 2022 romantic comedy. No wonder I didn't. No, see it. I don't know. I didn't see that one. Good movie though, and all these movies are on the Netflix, right? Um, OMG, I love him. Yeah, George Clooney finally settled down and got married. I think he's still married, right? Correct? Yeah, uh, he's been off the market for some years. You know who isn't? Is Leo DiCaprio, right? Oh, Leo. At least he's like one of those Hollywood heartthrobs. Will he ever, will Leo ever get married? I don't think he's ever been married. Let's see. Nope, Leo has never been married. And what is this? He's had a lot of several, we'll just say several high profile long term relationships over the year, but he has never tied the knot. It must have been that Titanic movie. Oh, Officer and a Gentleman. It's very, very romantic. That is correct. Richard Gere is fine to me. And LOL is something about him. Absolutely. Richard Gere was very, and probably even now. Yeah, yeah. I even think Jeff Goldblum is quite handsome. You know, there's many actors, and yes, there's a number from all races. You know, because if someone's listening to me, know I'm African American, they're going to say, well, you haven't named Denzel." Well, my goodness, let me get around to it, okay? All right, please. Leo used to be fine. You think? You don't think Leo? I think Leo is very he's very handsome. But then I think of of the movie stars, male movie stars in my days that I grew up with, and there were some rather dashing men in my day, right? Oh, Brad Pitt. I like Brad Pitt, even when he's scruffy looking. Something about Brad Pitt. Well, we know that's just for the movies, right? Yeah. Um, who is that played? It's like we'll say like three of them together. You liked him in The Great Gatsby. Many movies, but that one is my fave. Uh, Django. He did good, even though he was. You were mad at his character, Brett. Yeah, but he played that role, didn't he? Yeah, yeah. Mm. There's a lot of great actors. Mhm. Oh yeah. So of course, I mean, when I think about my days, Sidney Poitier, and people, women still would, flock to him when they did. Yeah. Um, Maybe he calls himself a gentleman, a man's man. Johnny Depp used to be fine. You mean after that divorce? What happened to Johnny Depp, the pirate of the Caribbean, right? Yeah. Lots of those movie stars, play certain roles. Yeah. Hmm. And a number of them have, yeah, classics, um, actors. Fine. Yeah. You watch the classics with your mom. How nice. And you must say that even the women, actresses, um, movie stars were, when I was coming up, they were just very glamorous. And, some are still. Um, some age gracefully, and that would include, artists and all of them, right? And some have aged gracefully, and others have chosen, alternative to um, aging gracefully. They don't want to age. They don't want any wrinkles. They don't want anything. And then there are some who have just let nature with a little bit of a touch up, but some have taken it to the extreme where they're not recognizable. Yeah. What's 29:59? Oh, 22. It's 10:59. Okay, that's military time. It's just about 11 o'clock. All right. Yes, secret window when he had the umbrella here. All right, check the community wall for updates and changes to my schedule. And but now it's time to say goodnight. I hope all of you have enjoyed our short stay with me here and with all of you in the barricade. But now it's time to say goodnight. Biggest bear hugs go out to all the grizzlies and the honey bears. Please hit the like on your way out and join me sometime tomorrow. Thanks to my moderators, Baby Juju and Vicky Black. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. We'll say goodnight.